Hey, Warren Eckstein here. We've talked about this a little before, but I just wrote an article that I'll be talking about on the show, but also be sharing with you right now. Why losing a pet is so hard. Very often people that have never had a pet or never had the opportunity of being owned by a dog or cat don't understand why people who lose their dog or lose their cat due to illness or just age take it so difficult. People don't realize how much the loss of a dog or a cat shows up in our everyday life. Prime example. You lose your dog, passes away, crosses the Rainbow Bridge, you come home, generally you put your purse or your wallet on the counter, listen to your phone messages and take your dog for a walk. Well, now there's no dog to walk, and it makes you start thinking about that. The morning walk doesn't happen. The food bowl's not down. Some people think it's just an animal, but in my house it's part of the family, and I know in your home you feel the same way. I'm tested for people who spend most of the time with their dog or their cat at home. When a dog or cat crosses the Rainbow Bridge and is no longer with us, a lot of things happen. This may sound a little eccentric, and heaven forbid I should be eccentric, but the smells in the house are different. Dogs and cats have their own scent. You may like them, you may not, but they do have their own scents, and that's important. The companionship you have. During COVID, so many people adopted dogs and adopted cats and spent their life and day with them 24/7, and all of a sudden that dog or cat is no longer with them. What happens? So for those people out there that don't understand the concept that your life with your dog or your life with your cat is your life with your dog or cat, the walks, the feeding, even the cleaning of the litter boxes is no longer there. It takes a long time to grieve the loss of a pet because we've always had a pretty good relationship with our pets, much better than we have with most people. So if you know someone who had to say goodbye to their dog or cat, understand exactly what they're going through. A lot of changes you may not be aware of. You may not be aware that they walked the dog just before the 11 o'clock news, or they walked the dog because they knew there was rain coming up, or they fed the cat at a certain time because they knew they weren't going to be home until later. These are all things that pet guardians need to understand. So if you have a dog or you have a cat, enjoy them every single day. Sooner or later, we all have to say that final goodbye to our best friends. And when that time comes, we want to make sure that we give them the respect and the decency they deserve. And anyone out there that doesn't think the loss of a pet is difficult for a pet owner or a pet guardian has never had that opportunity, as I said earlier, to be owned by a dog or cat. They are, in fact, our best friends. They are, in fact, make life better. So saying goodbye to them is always difficult. Always difficult. But sometimes the memory of them, and sometimes I just think about my dogs and I smile. Other times there are times when I can actually smell a dog that's not around anymore. I know it sounds a little eccentric, but it's true. And anyone who's lived with a dog or cat knows what I'm talking about. So if you've lost your dog or cat, you will get through it. Don't forget them. Their memories will always be with you. And I promise you, they won't let you forget either. I'm Warren Eckstein.